Maintaining productivity for us has never been simple, and or for so many of us at least. And in this current situation that we're in, we're almost forced into this new phenomenon, which is working from home. So how can one actually maintain that productivity? How can we find that balance? And how do we learn to cut ourselves off at the end of the working day? And when does your working day actually end? I think it's important, Ivan, for us to take a note as well that this is not a normal working from home situation, meaning that for so many of us, we're still not going back to the office, we're still not working out of coffee shops, we're not socializing as much as we used to. When in fact, working from home is not something new. It's just working from home used to be known as something like working from a cafe or working from an alternative location instead of just your office. But being sort of forced to work from home, when in addition to that, your family is also in your home, your kids are studying from home, perhaps your partner or spouse is also working from home, and depending on the size of your living space, that could be a challenge. And in addition to that, if you are alone, in fact, then sometimes we might not even know when to stop working because we don't have the distractions of family. So I think it's important for us to understand this. And I think this is something so many of us are struggling with at the moment. And a couple of things that really can help us be more productive is remembering that just because our Zoom meeting starts at 9 a.m. does not mean we wake up at 8:50, as much as that is enticing maybe for some. So I think maintaining our regular schedule is very important when it comes to working at home. And in addition to that, making sure that your distractions are limited. So you don't have distractions of your coworkers face to face, perhaps, but you might get those email pop-ups in your on your computer. So closing your emails to be able to get into that focus state for at least periods of time, scheduling your day, making sure that you have your emails you're checking, making sure you schedule your lunch, you schedule your stretches, whatever you need to do to maintain that productivity, essentially. And this is very important. And I think that it's also just understanding that, if your working day finishes at 5, we need to finish at 5. Just because we're home and we saved on that commute time does not mean that we need to work longer. And in fact, recent studies, Ivan, has shown that people are working 45 minutes longer since we've been working from home. So, but are we necessarily more productive? That is questionable because we're also more burnt out, more anxious, and overall dealing with more mental health challenges at the moment. So talk to us a little bit about, Ivan, about how do we put this into a structure? So how can we actually implement some of these productivity hacks?
Elena, so I need to go back a little bit to the biology of the human beings. So in our brain, we have fight between the things that we must do and the things that give us the instant reward, like for instance, checking up on our social media and so on. So guess what? In fact, most of our brain is made of parts that like this routine and the instant reward. So obviously, the pleasure always wins. Something that is pleasurable for the exact moment is something that we are going to tend to do in an easier way than the things that we must do when we are working from home. And very often, whatever we needs effort is always losing the battle. So we need to be finding a way, like a mental process to make it easy to do the things that we must do and to make it a little bit more difficult for the things that prevent us achieving our goals. So when we look at this from a structured approach, let's say our little working from home process. So we have always to get a goal. And the goal should be a statement. And I will give you an example. It's like you mentioned it. I want to finish my day on time at 5 p.m. every day. So the first step is already to fix that goal. The second step is to assess the different options of actions that we need to do, but these actions need to be small. So what are the options in order to finish my day on time at 5 p.m. every day? So for instance, one of the options could be removing any last minute request that prevent me to finish on time what matters. The other option, it could be planning most of the important goals of the day, to have the time to plan. So this is the second step, which is assessing all the actions, small actions that we need to do. The third step is about starting very, very small. If you need to create a ritual in order to beat the pleasure, uh, you need to have an action that is already very small, like for instance saying, every morning I will allocate 5 minutes to do the planning and block the timing in my calendar for things that are going to make me satisfied, fulfilled, and I must do during the day. And the rest, I will block and keep away some other people who are just disturbing me. So starting tiny is something that is very important. The other thing is to have like a trigger, something that will remind us to do the action. It can be the Outlook calendar because we have blocked the time to do a task. It can be post-its that we have in front of the computer and so on. Something should remind us. The last thing that is super important and we don't realize it is that it needs to be pleasurable. What does it mean? That every time that we are successful at achieving this tiny action, we need to be happy. We need to say that, yeah, we need to treat ourselves in a nice way so that we feel rewarded and we associate this activity with something that provides us pleasure. That's as simple as that. 5 steps to make it happen and to create routines. Routines that needs to be done every single day so that we achieve the success. What do you think, Elena?
Yeah, I think it's quite applicable for so many of us again, and it's quite easy to implement if you think about it. It's just, creating that schedule, removing those obstacles, having those reminders, and celebrating when you have achieved, that productive day, that day that you didn't spend just sitting in front of the computer, but you spent just enough time to get the work that you need to get done, and to also be kind to yourself, as you mentioned, just to reward yourself at the end of the day. This is a new situation for so many of us, and we're all learning as we go. So by breaking it down into small, tiny little steps is the way forward. So we hope that this will be beneficial to you in your days at home.